Okay, Rob has a container with a capacity of 12 quarts. So I like to draw this stuff out. A container, a bucket, or whatever. And in that bucket we can fit 12 or quarts. That's this information right here. He wants to express this capacity in gallons. So he wants to know, okay, what is that same bucket in gallons? How many gallons is that? Write a proportion to find the number of gallons of water Bob's container can hold. So he wants to write a proportion using this idea of the container he has and this fact that every 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So what I'm gonna do for this proportion, there are a couple of options. I'm gonna say, okay, there's 1 gallon. For every 1 gallon I have 4 quarts. There's a comparison. That's going to be the same thing as some amount of gallons in our mystery bucket, right? X gallons to 12 quarts. And what I see here is that to go from quarts to gallons, I divide by 4, right? Because 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 12 divided by 4, since they're equivalent, should give me the number of gallons. So 12 quarts divided by 4 equals 3 gallons. So the proportion, you can fit it right here on this line, and the answer is 3 gallons, right? There are 3 gallons for 12 quarts. Another proportion we can set up, there are many options here. We could say, well, 12 quarts to 4 quarts is the same thing as some amount of gallons to 1 gallon. And here you can see that, well, 4 quarts times 3 gives us 12 quarts, so 1 gallon times 3 gives us 3 gallons. Another proportion we can set up is to say, okay, the reciprocal of this one, 4 quarts over 1 gallon is the same thing as 12 quarts over X gallons. And there we see that the denominators are 4 times smaller than the numerators, so again, our amount of gallons would be 3. And you can keep setting up different proportions, but whatever one comes to mind, as long as it matches. In other words, in my first proportion, in the numerator in both cases, I have the gallons, and in the denominator, I have the corresponding quarts. I couldn't put the 4 quarts here, right? Because, in fact, this 4 quarts corresponds to the 1 gallon. That's the ratio right there. And the 12 quarts has to correspond to the mystery number of gallons. So just make sure that the pieces of your proportion correspond. All right, hope that helped.